Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 211th meeting of Humoroids Toastmasters. I'm your Sergeant at Arms of the day. I will also be acting president because our president is absent without official leave. The mission of a Toastmasters club is to provide a supportive and positive learning environment where the members can develop their communication and leadership skills, ultimately fostering self-confidence and personal growth. We are the only organization that is dedicated to the betterment of the individual. A couple of ground rules. Toastmasters in this part of the world usually do not speak on the taboo topics such as sex, religion, and politics. In Humoroids, we'll decide what we do. While a member is speaking, kindly keep your microphone switched off, but your cameras on. Don't make faces at the speakers. If you're about to leave your seat or do something that you shouldn't be doing in front of a cam, please switch it off before you do that. Otherwise, you can give virtual applause to anybody who is speaking after they have spoken. And that's about it. Now, our club president, the incoming club president is Toastmaster Sunita Pinto. And in her absence, I would like to welcome you all to the first meeting of the new Toastmaster year. Okay, great beginnings. New and yes. So a big cheer to new beginnings. Hold on for a second. Let me find a quick reaction button for that. Ta-ta-da-da. Okay, that's the best I could find. Then we have the new XCOM who has taken charge for this year. Starting with Sergeant at Arms, the man who is going to open the meeting for the next meeting onwards, presenting Toastmaster Aravinda. So please welcome the new Sergeant at Arms of the club, Toastmaster Aravinda Kularatne. He's a very new member to the club, but then he's been a member of Toastmasters in the past, so he's not completely new to the whole thing. The installation of the new XCOM will happen during the next meeting, so I'm just, introducing just the names and faces. Not all of them are here. Then we have the club treasurer, Toastmaster Sarita is doing it a second time. So we are hoping that our finances will considerably improve from her combined experience from last year. Okay. We are going to be so rich that we will have our own Zoom account. We will have so many accounts. All of them will be ours and ours only. And we also have the secretary. That's me. I am not the usual PYTs. Anybody knows what a PYT is? Toastmaster Ladi, am I seeing things or are you actually in two different screens? Okay. Anybody knows what is a PYT is? Shannon, Toastmaster Shannon, do you know what is a P? Pretty young thing, yeah. So I am a far cry from the usual definition of a PYT. I don't have nimble fingers or all those attributes that you normally associate with the PYT, but I'm your secretary. So what you have, what you got. Then the VP Public Relations is Toastmaster Rohini, who prefers to remain unseen during this meeting. She has done a phenomenal job last year, even though she was not a VPPR in her official capacity. Toastmaster Shannon is writing what he knows. Well, no, that's not what I meant, Shannon. Keep your childhood habits to yourself. The other role is VP membership. So we have, once again, we have a new Toastmaster, that is Toastmaster Zil, as a new VP membership. Hooray! She's going to bring in more members. She has promised me that she would bring one member for every meeting. This one doesn't count, but the next meeting it will. Okay. Then for Vice President Education, we have none other than Toastmaster Anuradha. So Vice President, Ms. Vice President, we all are in your capable hands. And there's more girl power to the club XCOM committee because at the top we have the president. Okay. The first woman of this club is none other than Toastmaster Sunita Pinto. So once again, in her absence, let's give her a good cheer and we'll send a recording to her soon. That's it for today. For those words, I would like to hand over the proceedings to the Toastmaster of the evening, and this is her action. This is her first time she's stepping into the shoes of a TME after joining Humoroids Toastmasters. Okay, um, Toastmasters said, "What do I say? You are a financial professional, right?" Yes. And you work for ENY?
No.
Oh no, Deloitte. You
Simon
work for
Holdings.
sorry?
Simon Holdings.
Oh, sorry. Yes, okay. Okay, I should have gotten my introduction right. I remember you send me the details, but sometimes on
That's okay.
some alternate Thursdays, my mind doesn't. With those words, I would like to welcome the TME Toastmaster Zil Zavla. Take it away.
No. Um, Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to the Humoroids Toastmaster Club. Before we dive into the today's session, let me tell a small story. For the longest time, I had wanted to try a pottery class. There was something about working with dirt and shaping something out of clay that was very intriguing. But every time the opportunity came up, I hesitated. What if I'm not good? What if I mess it up? What if other people are already pro at this? So I kept putting it off until one day I stopped thinking and just went for it. Result, I fumbled, I made a mess, but this I ended up with something. You wouldn't call it an espresso cup. It's like a half espresso cup without a handle. But I came back with a lot of laughter, joy, and a memory in the form of the cup. This reminded me that things we hold back from the ones we talk ourselves out of are often the things worth doing. Our theme for today is simple yet powerful. Say yes to the things that scare you a little, to the things you're curious about, and the things that might just surprise you. With this, let me give you the meeting format. Generally, the Toastmasters meeting is divided into three parts: the prepared speech, where the speakers deliver their pre prepared speech based on their Toastmasters Pathway project; table topics, which are impromptu speaking round, where the participants are challenged to speak on a surprise topic; and the evaluations, where we give and receive constructive feedback to help us grow as communicators and leaders. There's one more session very unique to Humoroids is the QK session, where you are asked riddles which are worse than dad jokes. The humor is so questionable that it might actually be brilliant. With this, let me introduce the my fellow Toastmasters who will be helping us through the meeting. First, let me welcome our timer, TM Suchita, who said yes to keeping us all on time, that we don't turn this into a TEDx event. When asked her, yeah, can maybe she'll explain her role when the time comes. Next, let's introduce somebody who said yes to sharpening our communication one word at a time. TM Devlal, our word master and grammarian. When asked what he said yes to, he said, I can't say I was really afraid, but I was pretty hesitant. Here's what happened. I've been a martial arts student since high school. Amateur contests were not a big deal. After I started working, all that took back a seat. After coming to Abu Dhabi, I found an MMA training center. After training for a year, my coach asked me if I wanted to try an amateur fight at Combat Club, Abu Dhabi. I was underweight and overage for my category, but my coach convinced me and I won the first two fights. I got injured during the second bout and couldn't proceed. But yes, in the end, it turned out to be a great experience. So over to you, Diti and Devlal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sil. So today's word is lenity. Lenity, and it's spelled as Lenity. The way Shannon is looking at me, it's I have a feeling. Sometimes it makes me feel like I just uttered some profanity. So I'm going to put it in the chat box. Lenity. It's a noun which means the quality of being kind or gentle. And the other forms of the word are lenities, leniency, lenient. For example, lenity without a reason can actually cause more harm. That's one way you could use that in this sentence. And I request all the speakers tonight to use this word. Try and use this word while you're speaking, and I'll be keeping a tab on that. Will provide the report when I'm called to do so. My other responsibility for the evening is as the grammarian, but I will keep a tab on the good usages and maybe not so good usages of English grammar. Um, and then my comments on that will be shared by the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Diti and Dev. Let's hope we use the word over and over again. Um, to help us anchor today's energy with meaningful insight, let's hear from someone who said yes to starting us off with reflection. TM Anu. When asked what did she say yes to, she answered, I used to be terrified of driving, but when my husband finally gave me that push, I managed to get my driver's license in India. Later, when I couldn't pass the test in UAE, I just gave up. I said yes in India and a no in UAE. So let's welcome TM Anu for the thought of the evening.
Good evening, everybody. Can you all hear me? I'm going to share a few lines by Khalil Gibran on fear. It said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled from the peaks of from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter, there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. And to go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean, because only then will fear disappear. Because that's where the river will know it's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Anu, for such a insightful thought. Next, uh, to help us more, speak more clearly and catch those pesky filler words, we have our counter. Somebody who said yes to listening closely. Let's welcome DTM Suchita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zil, for making me a DTM. Thrilled to be
Sorry.
that.
Sorry.
All right. So thank you. But I still remained a humble TM, working towards that, work in progress. So we are here with me as an R counter today, and my job is to catch and relay it in my report at the end of the meeting, all the pause fillers that you or any of the speakers will be using throughout the meeting. I need to take a note of it, keep them in my report, and when called upon, I will share it with you. Give me a seamless meeting and the few pause fillers that I might find it in my heart to extend that lenity and overlook them. So please, thank you, and back to my TME.
Thank you, TM Suchita. And finally, let me give a special shout out to somebody who just didn't say yes to evaluating, but also agreed to wrap up the evening with a roast. Please welcome TM Shannon. When asked what did he say yes to, he answered, actually, this is a one easy answer. When I was getting ready to start ninth grade in high school, I got excited about joining an outward bound week long hiking trip in the Unita Mountains in Utah, one third of the way across from US where I lived. The night before departure, my anxiety really kicked in because this was the first time I was leaving my comfort bubble and I didn't know anyone else in the group. I tried to make excuses that I was sick and couldn't go the night before departure, but my mom pushed me. This was a great experience and it paved the road for other trips, including the UK and Hawaii, over the next 3 years, and I've never looked back since. Uh, Welcome, T and Shannon.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening and the meeting and the day. My job as Roastmaster has already started with a full page of notes. And I really am looking forward to sharing what's on my paper, because the nice thing about Toastmasters is that when you're a Roastmaster, you get to have a lot of fun. And so I'm going to share that fun with you all at the end of the meeting. So please give me more and more material. Dev has already started us off with, shall we start? Shall we start? Let's start. Shall we start? Shall we start? And we go on from there. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much. We look forward to your roast. Um, when we talk about saying yes, it doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be as simple as saying yes to joining a club, standing in front of a room to speak, or raising your hand when your heart is racing. Sometimes the smallest yes can lead to the biggest shift. Maybe you've experienced this too. A workshop you almost skipped but ended up loving. A conversation you almost didn't start but became a deep friendship. A risk that led to a win. Saying yes doesn't guarantee smooth sailing, but it does guarantee movement. And our prepared speakers today, they say yes to showing up, preparing, and sharing a piece of themselves with us. Let's support them with all the energy we've got. May I request our timer, TM Suchita, to explain the timing rules of our prepared speech?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Zeep. And I believe both the speakers today are doing their early projects with the time limit of 6 to 7 minutes, right? 5 to 7 minutes. So both the speakers are doing the...
Arvinda is doing the
Arvind is
icebreaker,
doing
right?
icebreaker. Arvind is doing icebreaker. Okay, fine. So 4 to 6 minutes for the icebreaker and 5 to 7 minutes for the next speaker. So for the first speaker is Arvinda, right?
Sarita.
First speaker is Sarita. Okay, then I'll quickly explain the timing rules. So for Sarita, Toastmaster Sarita, the speech timing limit will be from 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will put the green light. At 6 minutes, I will put the amber or the yellow. And at 7 minutes, I will put or switch on, sorry, the red light, which will remain on for till the speaker finishes speaking. And 30 seconds grace is allowed for the speaker to finish his or her speech. And for Arvind, I will explain it when Arvind's turn is there for the meeting. Thank you, and back to you.
Before I call upon TM Sarita, can I please ask her evaluator, TM Anu, to kindly explain the objectives of the speech?
Yeah, good evening once again. The Sarita speech is level 3, part 2, the project 2. The speech title is I scheduled my breakdown at 6:30 p.m. And the purpose of the speech is, or the project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor.
Thank you. Now let me welcome TM Sarita. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Zil, and good evening, everyone. I have a little confession to make last week. I actually scheduled my emotional breakdown. Yes, it was there on my calendar, neatly slotted down, complete HR audit, and cook dinner, and help my daughter with her studies. Because, hey, if I am going to fall apart, I might as well do it efficiently, right? You see, I wear many hats. I'm a mother, HR, Toastmaster, and a music learner, which pretty much qualify me as a certified multitasker and a borderline overthinker. Some days I look at my planner and genuinely wonder, am I leading a team or starring in a reality show called Will She Survive This Week? Seriously, true. I will tell you one real life story from my Carnatic learning, that means as a music student. During my one of my that early Carnatic music class, my guru asked me to keep tala, that is rhythm, while singing a simple varnam. I thought, how difficult can this be? I had practiced the song. I knew the tala cycle. I was ready. Takka timmi takka jennu, takka timmi takka jennu. And my master really enjoyed. Oh, super. And after a few minutes, my hands and voice totally into a full disagreement. My fingers clapped one thing, and my mouth sang another, and my brain totally designed from duty. My guru looked at me. Wait, Sarita, either you stop singing or stop clapping, but don't fight yourself in front of me. I laughed. My guru also, he laughed. Eventually, Tala forgive me. Since then, I have realized in music and in life, coordination looks easy until you try it. Another example from my HR life, one Monday morning I received one leave request. Ma'am, I am feeling no unwell, high fever, need 2 days of rest. As a caring HR, I approved without asking anything. But after some time, that means a few hours later, one of my colleagues came to my cabin and asked, Sarida, have you seen his Instagram story? I checked. There he was smiling on a jet ski in Fujairah. Caption, sick on work. I stayed on the screen, blinked twice and said, well, at least he is not contagious. After 2 days, he returned. She is looking very nervous and greeted me with a smile and said, Ma'am, how are you? Then I replied, Arun, hope the sea breeze benefited your speedy recovery, right? He nervous. That day he learns two things. HR has Instagram and honesty is still the best sick policy. But in these cases, what I learned, life gives us two options: get frustrated and everything take seriously and lose your peace. Second one is laugh, learn, and collect stories for your next Toastmaster speech. I choose second one. What is your opinion? Which one you select? First or second? If you ever feel like you are behind in life, remember even the raga have poses. Even the best mothers, maybe they will forget the Toastmaster schedule. And even best leaders, maybe they will feel breakdown in their schedule. But if you love the life, laugh, truly laugh, you are already leading your life with joy and laugh, then definitely you will feel peace in your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Sarita, for the amazing speech. Um, Let me call upon TM Suchita for explaining the timing for the icebreaker.
Um, Thank you, Toastmaster of the Evening Zeal, and for Toastmaster Arvind, which is he's giving an icebreaker speech. So the timing will be 4, 5, and 6. So at 4 minutes, the green light will be switched on. At 5 minutes, the amber or the yellow, and at 6 minutes, the red light. 30 seconds grace for the speaker to wind up the speech, and the light will remain on till the speaker finishes speaking. Thank you. All the best to the speaker, Toastmaster Arvind, and back to the Toastmaster of the Evening Zeal. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Suchita. Before I call upon Toastmaster Arvind, let me call upon the TM Devlal to explain the objectives of the project.
Toastmaster Arvinda is doing his level one first project called the icebreaker. The purpose statement says the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Time, as explained already, is 4 to 6 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Aravinda.
Thank you, TM Devlal. Let's call upon TM Arvinda for his icebreaker speech. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hill. Am I audible? Life is a journey, not a race. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and the guest. I was born in Abu Dhabi in 1990. My parents worked hard to give me a better life, but even though they wanted to give better life for me, it was not easy. Look after a child while working in Abu Dhabi in 1990. They had to take their big decision in their life. They evaluate, consider all the options, and they come up with the big decision in their life to send me to Sri Lanka to live with my grandmother. 1 month after just I was born, they went to Sri Lanka with me and handed over to me to my grandmother. She is the best person they have chosen for my life. My grandmother is a very kind person. She fed me, she played with me, she comforted when I was crying. I still remember she spent sleepless night, many sleepless night when I was 6. She, my grandmother showed me great length in my childhood. I grew up in small town in Sri Lanka. I started to study in village school called Sri Panjananda National College. It was good place to study with the sweet memories. I spent a lot of time. I was a player. I was a football player in my school time also. I was not good at every subject in my school, but I loved mathematics. After finished my grade 11 exams, I selected the mathematics for my advanced level exam. When someone asked from my childhood what I want to be in my future, I confidently said that I want to be an engineer because of I love mathematics. After completing my advanced ordinary level in my school, I selected mathematics stream for my advanced level to become an engineer. But after 2, 3 months, I realized that even though I am good at mathematics, I am not good at chemistry. So I had to take a big decision in my life. I changed my stream subject to the commerce from mathematics. And I changed my target to become an engineer from to become a chartered accountant. After I doing many artworks, so I was able to get university entrance in my country. So then I selected the university and I got the entrance to university, but I had a bad habit from my childhood. I made decision quickly, act immediately. After joining with the university, within 2, 3 months, I left the university with dreaming become a chartered accountant to complete my compulsory training with audit firms. So I joined with the video partners in Sri Lanka to complete my audit training. After that, I have been working with many organizations as an account executive, audit executive, and assistant accountant. In 2017, the new chapter began in my life. I got married. I met my wife. She changed my life in a better way. Not only that, 2019, I got precious gift for my life in my life. It's none other than it's my daughter. She is now 6 years old. She brings new meaning to my life. Because of my own childhood, growing up away from my parents, I made a promise in my childhood. No matter how hard life becomes, I always stay with my family together. And I have kept this promise. Now I live in this city happily. My hobbies are very simple. Chatting with people, chatting with friends, playing caroms, spending time with my family. Even though I left many things behind, I never gave up two things. One is my family. Other one is my CA journey. Finally, I achieved my target, become a CA, chartered accountant in my life. My goal is very simple. I want to expert in my profession, in my life, and I need to work with ethical company, very structured company, and with a great team. This is just a new chapter for my life. I look forward to growing with all of you with this my new chapter. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, TM Arvind, for the wonderful introduction. May I call upon our timer, TM Suchita, to give us the timing report?
Thank you, Toastmaster Zeel. Toastmaster Sarita took 5 minutes 57 seconds to finish his speech, and Toastmaster Arvinda took 5 minutes 43 seconds to finish his speech. So both are qualified for voting.
Okay, thank you so much. TM Suchita, for voting, I think we can send our votes to DTM Dev in the private chat. Yeah. Okay. So we often tell ourselves I'll do it when the time is right. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Perfect timing is a myth. Life is always busy, always messy. If we wait for everything to be calm and clear, we'll probably be waiting forever. Most things worth doing, like starting something new, speaking up, making changes, they rarely come at the perfect time. They happen because we decided to move anywhere. So, if you've been waiting for a sign to try something, here I am. Not glowing, not floating, magical. And speaking of saying yes to things that aren't perfectly timed, we have a next session with that embraces awkwardness, accidental punchlines, and full-hearted attempt at humor. It's time for QKs. Think of them as dad jokes you didn't ask for, but you secretly enjoy. Let me call TM Sarita to deliver our most unique and awaited segment of QKs. Over to you.
Thank you, TMA Toastmasters Hill, and once again, good evening all. I will start my QK. First question is, why do birds fly south for the winter? Why do birds fly south for the winter?
But it's too far to walk.
Exactly right. Okay, next question. Okay. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Why don't skeletons fight each other?
Because they don't have guts.
Exactly. Okay. Why did the grammarian quit Toastmasters? Why did the grammarian quit Toastmasters?
This is an original one, I think.
Yes. Grammarian, please.
I don't quit.
No? He couldn't deal with all the tense moments.
Oh,
Good one.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
My God, we are getting pro at this.
Okay. Next one. Who is accounder and grammarian? No, accounder. One question about that. Why was accounder promoted? Why was the accounder promoted?
Promoted to what? Just promoted.
Yeah, promoted what? Why? Why?
Why? Because she got all the R's and the ums.
Yeah, one proper word. If you are there, then it's fine.
Hospitals. I'm not
No.
UK certified.
They kept counting on success. Counting.
They kept counting
Counting on success.
on success.
Yes.
Okay. Own success. Okay. Huh.
Yes. Okay, next thing is, why did the Toastmaster bring a ladder? Suppose one Toastmaster bring a ladder to the meeting. Why? Why did the Toastmaster bring a ladder to the meeting?
To raise
Find
the
the
raise
pathway.
the bar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Climb the ladder of success.
Exactly. Not. They wanted to reach new speaking levels.
Mm.
Okay. Why did the speaker bring a pencil to the podium?
Make a
Why
point.
did eh?
To make a point. To underline some points.
In case they needed to draw a conclusion.
Oh, very close.
Very close. Okay. One question related to HR. How many HR professionals does it take to change a light bulb? How many HR professionals does it
100.
take? How?
100.
Zero.
Zero. Why? Why?
Because HRs don't change light bulbs. No.
They will.
Because HR makes other people do their work.
No. They will just write a policy about working in the dark.
Ah,
They won't do anything, only writing the policies.
It's very heartfelt for Sarita.
Okay, finish or time is there?
I
What?
thought it would actually take 100 HR staff.
Hmm.
One
For the
person to hold the bulb and the others to rotate the room.
Yeah.
For a
Oh my
shot.
God, the QK master is here.
Oh my God.
Hello.
And he doesn't look very happy.
Happy, yeah, because the QK is already over.
Oh,
He
enjoy.
looks
Dr.
angry.
Katrak, are you in the train loo or something?
Where are you?
He's in the train, I think. I can see the sky there.
Yeah, कुछ तो दिख रहा है. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
he's traveling somewhere.
Bus.
Stop shaking the train. Oh, the camera went somewhere.
Yeah.
Where somebody, I think he heard what Sarita said. His HR apparently wrote a policy for working in the dark.
Dark in there. Yes.
Dr. Katrak, your camera is going to places where it shouldn't go. Okay, dogs.
Okay.
Zee, please continue.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, TM Sarita, for the moments of laughter and groans. Moving on, we've talked about self doubt, we've talked about timing. Now, here's one more truth to carry with you: everything is figure outable. You don't need to know all the steps, you don't need to have it all planned. You just need to believe that whatever it is, you can learn it, adapt, ask, Google, ChatGPT, or stumble through it until it makes sense. Whether it's a job, a hobby, a movie, or something that scares you, it's figure outable. Not always easy, but possible. And once you believe that, saying yes becomes a lot less scary. Speaking of saying yes to the unknown, let's move into the most unpredictable part of the meeting: the table topics. Before the session starts, I request the timer to explain the rules of the table topics. TM Suchita?
Yeah, hi. So for table topics, the timing will be from 1 to 2 minutes. Let me switch on, sorry. Yeah. So at, sorry, 1 minute, the green light will be switched on. At 1.5, the amber light. And then at 2 minutes, the red light will be switched on. The red light will remain switched on till the speaker finishes speaking. However, the speaker gets a 30 seconds grace to wind up the speech. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, TM Suchita. So please welcome someone who said yes to spontaneity time and again, our table topic master, TM Anu.
Good evening once again. You all can hear me? So we have table topics where it's like everybody has to give an impromptu speech for like the time given by TM Shuchita. And you can, like, I'm going to give you, I have 8 table topics here. So you can select any one number and I will give you the table topic. So can we begin maybe with TM Shannon? Good evening. You want to select any of the numbers from 1 to 8?
So- Sorry, I was looking up what ganglion meant. So, okay, so what?
You can select any of the number between 1 and 8, including 1 and 8, that is.
Okay, 8, please.
8. Okay. Your topic is, have you ever faked confidence to say yes? Have you ever faked confidence to say yes?
First of all, thank you for that question, Table Topics Master. I just want to double check before I start. Was everybody in the room married? I hope so. Because I think that the beginning of marriage, there are certain skills that especially men need to have. And sometimes some men have more experience before. I was not one of those men. So I had to be manly and show like I knew what I was doing so I could convince my better half that I was confident. So that is the only example I could think of right now that would answer your topic. But the light hasn't turned green on, so and I'm afraid to go into more details because I am at home and there are ears around. So fortunately, the green light came on. Thank you so much, and good luck for everybody who's single. Back to you.
Okay, 8 is gone. Toastmaster Arvinda, would you like to try it?
Okay, I'll try.
Would you like to select one number,
Mm,
choose one number between 1 and 7 now?
yeah, 7.
7.
Yeah.
Have you ever said yes to something just for the story? Have you ever said yes to something just for the story?
Mm, story is
You want to change the topic? That's not an easy one.
Yeah.
Will I give you an easy one?
Yeah,
Okay.
again, it's easier.
What's a yes that changed your life direction?
Yes. Okay. Mm, when I met my before wife, is mean my before wife is my girlfriend. So when we met in a class when we are doing our A levels, advanced levels. So we spend some time as a friends. So we work together. So we travel together. And someday she asked me um, regarding she asked me some about the shall we start? It's mean affair. So she has a uh, feeling about me. Then she asked me one day, so shall we start the affair? So then I said, after thinking, so I also feeling it about her. Then I said yes. So now it end up with the marriage. Now we are living together with family, with my kids. It's changed my direction, single to married. Over to you.
Thank you. Uh, Zil, would you like to try one?
Yes.
Okay, choose between 1 and 5.
5.
5. What's one new habit or hobby you think everyone should try? What's
Oh.
one new habit or hobby you think everyone should try?
Thank you so much. I literally have an answer, which is the theme of today, which is saying yes. And I'm not just saying it because it's the theme of today. I have literally started doing this, especially after moving to Abu Dhabi. I felt very stuck because I didn't know anybody. I don't know where to go, what to do, what are things to do. So I started saying yes to things that scared me a little. For example, joining Humoroids. So second, going to these pottery classes where I was extremely scared. Third is just going for movies by myself. Fourth, like I've been trying these new things alone in a hope that maybe I meet somebody and make friends. But it has served more than its purpose. I have definitely made friends, but also I have become a little bit more active, little bit more developed as a person, all rounded. So saying yes is one of the hobby which I would like everybody to try. It's scary. You don't know what will happen. It's uncertain, but it's definitely worth trying. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zil, for that lovely speech. Who's there now? Like DTM Dev? Yeah, you want to choose between 1 and 4? 1, 2, 3, 4?
3.
3. Which is scarier, saying yes or saying no? Which is scarier, saying yes or saying no?
Good evening, everyone. My answer is this: it depends. See, if you know to say yes or no, that means half the job is done because you've been able to make a decision. And that's usually the toughest part, whether to say yes or no. But have you thought about certain other situations when you don't know what to say? That is the true scary moment in your lives because you're considering the repercussions of what you're about to do. What if I say and I have to actually step forward? What if I have to say and I have to commit and I can go back? Or what if I say no and I will never know what happened, what could have happened, what would have happened? Or what if I say no and I miss a great opportunity, right? But these two situations are comparatively okay because there's a little bit of clarity in thinking. And you are actually proceeding or not proceeding. But in the toughest moment is where you're stuck in between that horrible situation where your mind, sometimes your mind goes one way and your heart goes the other way, or sometimes both disappears, and then you have this mass of confusion and you have absolutely no clue to do. And those are the situations when you're sweating it out, and that's when you sometimes turn to somebody else and say this: what do you think? Can you make a decision for me? So you can blame it on somebody else, right? And then you will regret that decision worse than any other decision that you've made because it wasn't yours to begin with. Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Dev. That was very insightful. Sarita, TM Sarita, would you like to try one?
Yes.
You have 1, 2, 4.
1.
1. Describe a time you said yes and regretted it. Describe a time you said yes and regretted it.
Good evening, all. Yeah, actually, I regretted one time because many tasks. If I am, for example, I joined in the music class. Actually, now I am regretting because I can't do all the works together because HR, this Toastmaster, and house chores and all the things I cannot handle alone. So now actually I'm regretting this time when I was taking that decision to continue my music. So now I stopped. Then I think after some times, if everything will under my control, then definitely I will continue my study. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarita, giving us your life story. We have one last one left, which is TM Shuchita. Can I finish? Or do we have time or don't we? Yeah. So TM Shuchita, you have 2 and 4. You can choose between 2 and 4.
2.
Okay. If you had to try one new thing this weekend, what would it be? If you had to try one new thing this weekend, what would it be?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Anuradha, for asking that pertinent question as to what one particular thing I would like to do this weekend. What I would like to do is sleep in really late without any misgivings, without any feelings of regret or self-judgment that, oh, I have slept too long. Because currently I am all alone in my house enjoying my independence right now. And the point being, I am a very light sleeper. And anytime I decide that I do want to sleep in late, it just doesn't happen because regularly, like a clockwork, I wake up at around 5 o'clock every day. And even if I'm very, very tired in the evening and I plan that, okay, tomorrow I am going to sleep in late, it just doesn't happen. So I hope in the coming weekend, maybe I will try something else to extend my sleep, not go into taking medication or something, but be there with some nice relaxing music or whatever it takes for me to make that happen, to have a restful sleep. However, that 5 o'clock thing is something will bring that awakeness back to me. So I'm trying to figure it out how to counteract that and sleep in late. Any tips? They are most welcome. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, TM Suchita, for balancing your timer as well as giving out the table topic speech. That's really great. Yes, it's very difficult to actually say yes or no in a particular situation. And for us to decide something at that point is quite a tough thing. And I enjoyed this theme that TM Zil has come up with. Over to you, Zil. Thank you.
Thank you so much, TM Anu, and all the table topic speakers. I request the timer to give the timing report, TM Suchita.
Thank you, Zee. So all our table topic speakers did just great. Toastmaster Shannon took 1 minute, 17 seconds. Toastmaster Arvinda took 1 minute, 21 seconds. Toastmaster Zeel took 1 minute, 17 seconds. Toastmaster Dev took 1 minute, 48 seconds. Toastmaster Sarita took 59 seconds. And Toastmaster Shuchita took 1 minute, 27 seconds.
Thank you, TM Suchita. We can all message TTM Devlal in his personal chat to vote. Moving on, you know what I've learned? Once you start saying yes, even just once, it's easier to say yes again. It's like building a muscle. The first yes you say might be scary, uncomfortable, full of doubt. But after that, the next one feels just a little bit lighter. For me, it started with pottery. You remember the little espresso cup without a handle? It wasn't just a clay project gone wrong, it was a mindset shift. Because after that, stopped hesitating so much. I started saying yes with lenity. A few weeks later, I walked into an oil painting class. Never tried before, no plan, no pressure. Here's the I don't know if you guys can see. Here's the result of my first ever oil painting class. Just quite confidence that I'll figure it out along the way. That's the thing. Saying yes once creates momentum. And soon, these things that once felt intimidating feels possible. Let's move into the segment where we do get some clarity, evaluations, where we reflect, learn, and grow. Uh, let me ask TM Suchita to explain the timing.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Evening, Toastmaster Zaid. And here are the evaluation timings. The evaluation timings will be from 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, the green light will be switched on. At 2.5, the amber light will be switched on. And at 3 minutes, the red light will be switched on, which will remain so till the speaker finishes speaking. However, the speaker will get 30 seconds grace to wind up the speech. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, TM Suchita. Let me call upon the first evaluator, TM Anu, who would be evaluating TM Sarita. Over to you, TM Anu.
Can you hear me? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and good evening to you, especially TM Sarita. The speech title, I scheduled my breakdown at 6:30 p.m. was the whole speech was like well rehearsed, and it looked like you have practiced quite well. One of the standout qualities is that like how calm she was, and she was brimming with confidence. The pacing was excellent, and she kept us all engaged with a whole lot of anecdotes from her life. She began with a confession, and she also listed the hats that she wore on a daily basis, and how like whether she's like doubtful about herself, whether she'll be able to complete all the tasks donning all those hats. And the anecdote about Carnatic music and how her talam wasn't matching her own raga or the voice was quite funny, and how the teacher had to ask her to stop. And the other anecdote about her colleague who was malingering and was having fun, but still she appreciated the whole situation and was and her lenity about it was quite something that I adored, because she handled the whole situation with a humor. Um, how joy and laughter can bring peace to life was her conclusion. And this, I feel, is very much true, because the more laughter and more joy that you have in your life, you definitely have some peace in your life. The only thing that I missed was a little movement. Yes, being an online Toastmaster meeting, maybe it's a little difficult, but maybe she could have tried to incorporate some movement into the whole situation. To sum up, I can say that the speech was excellent, with a blend of confidence, storytelling, clarity, and I can say that by adding little movement somewhere, she could have made this excellent speech even better. So thank you, TM Sarita, for sharing your insights, and all the best for your future endeavors. Over to you.
Thank you, TM Anu. May I call upon the TM Devlal, who will be evaluating TM Arvinda. The TM Devlal.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the Evening, Toastmaster Zil. It's my pleasure to evaluate the first project delivered by Toastmaster Aravinda in Humoroids Toastmasters Club. So first of all, congratulations on breaking the ice. We have already congratulated you, but then since Icebreaker is a new beginning, I felt that you probably deserve a second round of applause. If this was in person, we would have definitely asked the entire audience to stand up and give you a standing ovation. It's a great moment. If somebody's autobiography could be delivered in 6 minutes, this would have been a perfect example of something like that. And why do I say that? There are three things that I personally liked that stood out in your icebreaker. Sincerity, simplicity, and it came straight from the heart. Because Toastmaster Aravinda kept it as simple as it can be. He did not go into the complexities of life, or there wasn't a lot about his trials and tribulations. It was pretty simple. Even if it was someone who was not delivering an icebreaker speech and it was just a casual conversation with a friend over a cup of coffee, this was still being perfect. He started off like a lot of other Toastmasters would start with his childhood, his younger days, um, and all that. But what is interesting is he did not miss a single phase of his life. From the kid who was given into the care of his grandparent, a little character sketch of his grandmother, then the schooling, where it happened, the atmosphere there, the love for mathematics, and how that led to a career changing decision, a little bit about his family, how met his future wife, his girlfriend, later as a family man, his daughter. So there was nothing that was meant. It is pretty in detail. So a good example of how a classic textbook icebreaker could be delivered. And he also said it with a lot of sincerity. And he was also keen to let us know in a the pace at which he spoke was also really nice because he scripted it so well, so he knew that the moment he touches that amber light, he will have to bind down. So in terms of pacing, also he did a great job. Overall, a sincere, straight from the heart, a very simple speech. There were no frills about it. And being an icebreaker speech, probably there are many ways to improve his delivery and his content, but I'll give that to him personally in his evaluation resource. Otherwise, I wish Toastmaster Aravinda for a very simple 6 minutes. Great job, very well done. Wish you all the very best. Back to you.
Thank you so much, TTM Devlal, for the evaluation. May I call upon TM Suchita for the timer's report?
Thank you, Toastmaster Zeel. Both the evaluators did excellent time-wise. Toastmaster Anu took 2 minutes, 22 seconds, and Toastmaster Dev took 3 minutes, 7 seconds. Both are qualified for vote.
Thank you, TM Suchita. Continuing with our evaluations, let me welcome back our vote master and grammarian TTM Devlal for his report.
That came in pretty quick. All right, here we go. So the word for the evening was lenity, and I would like to profusely thank the following three people for using the word at least once. Toastmaster Shujita once, Toastmaster Zil once, and Toastmaster Anu once. If anybody else has spoken it, you probably said that in your mind. But thank you very much, all three of you. Today's grammarian's report. This actually came from Khalil Gibran, but I like the way, or I would rather put it this way. I like the way Toastmaster Anu found an opportunity to say this. Oh no, this actually came from. Now I'm confused. Say yes to things. Okay, this is from Toastmasters. Say yes to things that may surprise you. I like that, and I'm pretty sure if DTN Khatrak was here, he would have given it another spun to this whole thing. He missed that opportunity. Well, Toastmaster Anu, what she said is this. This is that quote from Khalil Gibran. This is beautiful. I mean, the book is called Il Profeta, right? The book that was written by Khalil Gibran. I have a copy of it somewhere in my bookshelf. Before entering the sea, the river trembles in fear. And then finally it just becomes the ocean. That's an amazing, amazing sentence. I don't know how people come up with this kind of gems. It's brilliant. That's just profound. And Toastmasters also said something really nice that struck a chord with me. She said, saying yes, it guarantees movement. That's also really nice. Here's one sentence I would like to ask you all to tell me how the sentence could be said in a better way. I had a confession from last week. How can you make it better? How can you clean up the sentence? I had a confession during last week because what the speaker intended was a little bit different. Speaking about an incident that actually happened in the past. He said, I have a confession from last week. This is what actually the speaker intended. I also like this one liner from Toastmasters Sarita. You better remember, HR has Instagram. This is, this is actually good enough to be left on your WhatsApp as your WhatsApp. I don't know what you call it, WhatsApp profile. What's it? What is it? You know what I mean, right? Like a tagline. HR has Instagram. I don't know if it serves as a warning or whatever. We move on to yes. Once you have said yes once, it's easier to say it again. So that's also came from Toastmasters Zil. And the other version could be, once the worst has happened to you, you're not afraid anymore. Toastmaster Anu came up with a good one. She also uses expression, donning all those hats. That is taking up multiple roles, handling multiple, juggling different responsibilities, etc. And she also gave us the word of the day. I don't know if you remember this. A colleague was malingering. Did you notice that word? Malinger is a beautiful word that actually means that you pretend to be ill. And she found the best opportunity. I'm surprised sometimes how does that word appear in your mind when you have a situation like this? You got to have a really good vocabulary to find that word amongst the thousands of words you have in your head and then use it at the right spot. So kudos to you for that one. Malingering, the spelling is Malingering. I was lucky enough to capture it because she just mentioned it in between a sentence and she didn't even repeat it. That's beautiful. Uh, after I after I finished my high school, I selected maths. How can you clean up the sentence? After finished my high school, I selected maths. So how do you clean up the sentence? Anybody?
So finishing high school, I selected math.
Yeah, after finishing my high school, I selected maths. And after joining with the university, what's wrong with that sentence? After joining with the university.
After joining the university.
Yes, you don't need an article. Well, that's the grammarian's report for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. And back to the Toastmaster evening, Toastmaster Sil. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, DTM Dev. On this note, let me also call upon the counter report.
Thank you, Zale. Once again, I have a very poor report to make as an R counter today. People did not contribute towards it. Even Zeal, who had the longest talk time, but she contributed very sparsely, about 2 or 3 scattered ones here and there. Compared to her, Anu was a bit generous with her R's, but nothing to be nothing very significant about it. And Sarita clearly, when she's doing a prepared speech, she doesn't have any R's and ohms or any pause fillers. When she's doing QKs, probably because she loves them, no R's and ohms, only table topics is something she just doesn't like. Fairly good topic, even if it is given, she will not spare the oohs and ahs. And there I got few. That's it. And apart from that, yes, I had in that 1 minute 27 seconds, 1 ah and 2 ums. And other than that, they've had some kind of repetitions during his evaluation, but I think he was linking it, that thought process we could see he's proceeding with, but it came out as like something like that. And Anu also in her evaluation, there were few repetitions and the like was misplaced sometime. Other than that, nothing else to report. And here I would really want to mention a sincere appreciation for Toastmaster Arvinda. His first speech, icebreaker, and it was smooth as a silk. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the detailed report, DM Suchita. Well, last but not the least, I would like to call upon our roast master. Is it DM or is it DTM? I'm not sure. DTM.
I should have been, but
Sorry?
I should have been, but I'm not.
Okay. So TM Shannon, please welcome. We are all waiting for your roast.
I disappoint. Thank you very much for a wonderful evening. Starting off with Gabrielle. As I mentioned, we were so happy to hear recording in progress because we knew by that time that we would stop hearing, shall we meet? Shall we start? Shall we start? Let's start. So that was great. And one thing that confused me, because he was talking about my background, and I was also looking at his background, which I know my face looks kind of like a ghost, at least on my screen. But when I looked, Bev had all this white, and now he's got a white background, and I don't see it anymore. So I don't know if it's still there or not, but maybe a different background show. The club presidents were both missing in action, and then as Bev was going through the new club officers for the coming year, the incoming sergeant of arms. Now, I didn't catch the name. I was on the first syllable, and he was already on the sixth or seventh syllable of the name. But I guess I'll look for it in writing to catch it. And then we started talking, using an expression I've never used, and that was PYT, which I really did not catch. I mean, I was joking, but I really did not catch it. True confession, when I was in elementary school, I had to go to speech class for my R's and W's for 2 years. So I heard P righty. So that's what I heard. Then the Toastmasters of the evening. Now, we did have a full agenda. And when Zil, I hadn't met you before. And I was, Bev provided the timer, the TME is Zil. And in English, I'm thinking zero means zero. So I was thinking, why would you want to put, there's no TME for the evening. So when you came, then I said, oh, my bad, my wrong. Congratulations for taking on this challenging role. You did a great job. In the introduction, you mentioned you started talking about liking to play the dirt and mud. Now, once you know me better, you can imagine where my mind went. And I was starting to think about mud wrestling. But fortunately, you took it in a different position, a different direction. Then Bev brought in another word that I've never used before in my life. And I had to look it up because he gave an idea about it. But then, and it came with the thought of the day. And when she started giving her thought of the day, then Bev wrote the definition, an impartial definition of the word. And so I was getting directions because it's not just kindness or gentleness, it's as a consequence of being lenient or tolerant. So there's kind of two parts to that. So then Shashida gave her outliner little. Oh no, I can't read my handwriting. So forget that. Then Anuradha, when she was giving her introduction, as a timer, she mentioned that the light would come on at 6:30 p.m. rather than at 6.5 minutes. So I'm thinking 6:30 p.m. What time is it there now? Because here it's 11:30 p.m. a.m. So then Sarita talked about scheduling her emotional background, which is something I could completely relate to because as we were doing this, I actually had to go off screen for a little bit. My mom has Charles Bonnet. The caregiver called. It was mom. She wanted confirmation that I had not died. So that's kind of what I deal with on a regular basis. She's an hour and a half away. And yesterday, before I could make it home, there's the same thing. So I'm ready to schedule my emotional background. What I noticed was the sound was going from loud to soft. That could just be my laptop. So if you saw me going like this sometimes, it was just because I was trying to hear better. You mentioned something about singing kala, and there were some other expressions brought out in the report. Talam, raga, karakat. Now, just you may want to remember that there's at least one Gora in this this meeting. So whenever you have a next audience, if there are new words, you may want to make sure that people like me may not be catching them. And one thing I heard was my fingers. Now I know hands clapping, but when I'm thinking fingers clapping, I'm thinking this, which has a different meaning. But maybe that was just my wrong. It's my wrong understanding. And there was a nice Instagram story about catching somebody online. It reminded me, I was in a DTAC event during COVID, and I think I was a judge in this, and I was shirtless, and I weighed 25 pounds more than I weigh. And the next thing I know, somebody's sending me this picture where they caught me online, just like as you had caught the employee there. And here was this big fat body, ta-da! So that's always good to remember about. Good message there. Then Aravinda gave an icebreaker. It seems like Aravinda and I were born during crises. He was born during the Gulf crisis, and I was born during the Cuban Missile Crisis. That was a long time ago, 1962. My company at the time issued me a gas mask at the same time that Aravinda was learning how to make gas as a baby. When Zoe came back and was talking about voting for the best speaker and talking about timing not being perfect, then she said something about it being messy. And then, of course, my mind went back to wrestling. That's okay. I got past that. Then there was the joke master. I wrote down all the jokes. I'm not sure I will ever use them, but at least I know the wrong answers to be used there. But it was there was a lot of humor there. And then Bev gave a joke. I'm not sure anybody laughed. And then Dr. Katrak mysteriously appeared and then disappeared again. And then there were comments about maybe he was doing a colonoscopy or a ganglion removal. And I didn't know what ganglion meant. So here I am, Googling it. And then on for topics about confidence. Okay. At that time, I was really not feeling confident. So I was blushing. I was looking for smiling faces to like make me feel better. And I didn't see any. It reminded me of this time about 15 years ago when I participated in the Division H humorous contest. It was about my mom's dog pooping and this kind of stuff. In area, I was laughing like crazy. In division contest, I saw stone faces and I just lost my confidence. But that's okay. I took it down. Then Aravinda talked about my before wife, which was interesting. Then he talked about starting an affair, and then I'm just wondering where the after wife would be. And I will be thinking about this over the weekend. Unfortunately, at that time, clearly enough, Deb, am I breaking up? I am breaking up.
I don't know whether
Yes.
you are breaking up, but your voice is definitely breaking up.
Okay, is this better? Okay, maybe I just need to step farther back. Okay, so that's when I got the message as I was taking notes that my mom's caregiver calling and saying that, to see if I confirm if I was still alive or not. Because I've died so many times in her mind. So I missed a little bit there. And then Dev came in and said, his question was, which is easier, saying yes or no? He said, rightly, it depends. And then I'm trying to recover from my mom's phone call after that. And then Dev mentioned, can you make a decision for me? So that triggered me not to think about my mom, but the mother-in-law who's living with us, because we're having to do this on a regular basis. So here I am trying to be uplifted and I'm being pushed down. Then Anuradha's response was, that was insightful. In contrast to her response to Shushita's table topics later, so that was good. Then, but Shushita did talk about can't become a light sleeper, which also reminded me of my mom. If I move anytime, my mom sleeps no more than 20 minutes at a time. And if there's any noise, like I'm on a recliner and there's a noise, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, hello, because she can't see so well. So thank you all for reminding me of the trauma that I'm going through. Then what? Then Anuradha came on again, and she asked again, can you hear me? And I said, come on. But at least I was thankful, because when I was over there, it was, am I audible? So it was good to change from am I audible to can you hear me? So that was great. So after the meeting, I'm going to check out Talam, Raga. I have an idea about Karakat, but that's, I'll check that up. Then, while Dev was giving his evaluation, the missing in action former president seemed to say he was leaving, so I didn't know he had ever changed his status from MIA. And basically went through the roles, and Shushita talked about misplacing the like somewhere. So I will be looking for that like over the next few days. That concludes my broken up roast. Back to you, TME of the evening.
Thank you so much, Shannon, for the Morse code come funny evaluation. But we appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. As we come to the close of today's session, let's take a moment to reflect on what we have learned about the theme so far, saying yes. Here are 4 quiet but powerful lessons we can carry with us. Perfect timing is a myth. If we wait for our life to be calm and convenient, we'll be waiting forever. Sometimes the time is right now. Second, everything is figure outable. You don't need to have it all mapped out. Just trust that you learn on the way. That's how real progress happens. Third, one yes leads to another. Whether it's pottery, speaking, hiking, whatever. You'll be surprised how each brave yes opens the door to the next. And finally, the fourth, yeses cause movement. Even when the outcome is unclear, saying yes brings movement, growth, momentum. That alone makes it worth it. So maybe your yes isn't big or dramatic. Maybe it's as simple as showing up, trying, saying why not. Whatever it is, just remember, you don't have to be fearless, you just have to be willing. So just say yes to action, to discomfort, to possibility. That's all from my side. I'll hand over to the presiding officer, presiding president for the awards and the closing. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zil, presiding officer reporting, madam. Thus, we are at the end of this evening. And oh, well, we didn't have much of an audience, but this was truly enjoyable. And it was so nice to see, especially Shannon from the Hogwarts. Your background definitely helped us in identifying the outer boundaries of your face compared to the other times. And sorry for bringing up some memories during our table topics. Next time we will be careful to choose only happy topics for Toastmaster Shannon. Okay. Now, next meeting is going to be face to face, and it's going to be DTM Qatar who will probably choose between either table topics or the roast. I mean, his options in life is limited, as he says very often. So good luck with that. But at the next best opportunity, and if that's online, we'll definitely remember that. Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Zil. This was your first stint as Toastmaster of the evening, and it's pretty obvious that a lot of effort has gone into it. It's not very easy to keep us engaged during an online meeting, but kudos to you. That was an awesome job. Okay, there were a lot of one-liners that I wrote down, and the last one also came in a few seconds ago. She said, "Perfect timing is a myth." I just want to remind you, all of you, okay, not to challenge this particular statement, but do you remember, like you went on a journey, a long trip or something, you really, really very badly wanted to go to the loo, and you know that particular moment, you just break open the door, you rush, you go inside, and oh my God, that moment, if you tell me that perfect timing is a myth, I'll throw furniture at you. But otherwise, yes, this applies to most situations in life, except for that one thing. Toastmaster Aravinda
You
came
get
up with
you got the loo at the perfect timing. Is that what you want to say?
no, what I meant to say is that it's not a myth, it's reality. And it strikes you so
Luck.
hard.
It's luck.
It's luck. Who cares? Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, actually, it's 99% luck and 1% reality. Well, I was about to, yes. So once again, congratulations to Toastmaster Aravinda. He was a first time ice-breaking speech, and we had Toastmaster Zil, first time Toastmaster the evening. We had a couple of good first times. Toastmaster Sarita, I think this was also pretty much your first humorous speech, like as a project, was it? Yes, yeah, there you go. Well, we had a few first timers as well. This was nice. I don't have a lot of uh, information as such to share, except for one major information that is about the DTAC that is happening after a gap of 10 years. Toastmaster Shannon has got a lot of fond memories about the past DTACs, even when from those times when it was called as a GTAC, right? Toastmaster Shannon. So it's coming back to Abu Dhabi 2026 May. It's a 2.5 days event. We are pretty much finalized the location. Tomorrow we are going there to hopefully we'll sign the agreement with the hotel. It's still very early days to tell you a lot. The logo hunt, the logo and tagline hunt for DTAC just got over. We have a couple of good entries, so you will hear the good news pretty soon. What's going to be the tagline and theme of DTAC? The chair, the DTAC chair is Toastmaster Hadi. I'm pretty sure that meetings have already started. The core committee has already started meeting. Toastmaster Shujay is a part of it. So uh, we have Humoroids representation in the DTA committee as well. What
Yeah,
else?
including you. You are the vice chair.
I mean, yes. In the main chat, did I miss any messages? Okay. That's from the Shannon. And what else? I believe in the August we would have the first club officers training, and this time we have to make sure that all 7 officers attend the club officers training. It's something that we didn't push hard enough last year. We really would like to go full force with education goals, distinguished club program, our participation at area
Around
division
what
event.
time will it be? Like
These
August,
kind of things are
mid?
difficult to say. It's very difficult to say because club officers training is usually at least a half a day event because there are 7 segments, right? They usually go back to back 20 minutes each. So it could possibly start at 9 in the morning and go until maybe till 1, something like that.
No, no.
And if
The
it
date,
starts
the date could be like the beginning of
Saturday or
August.
Sunday, it's usually Saturday or Sunday.
Beginning of August, end of August.
Tough to say that. I mean, we don't have any clue. Yeah, because the committee just took over 10 days ago, right? So they are still in the process of putting together the calendar. Usually this happens as a division initiative, but sometimes the district would tell them, hold it till a particular day because sometimes some of them could be here. And we are also planning to release some new information about ETAG by then. If all this happens well, it's going to be a very eventful August for us. We didn't have any guests this evening. So we don't have anybody to ask for opinions. But otherwise, if you have a few minutes left in the meeting, this is open season. Toastmaster Shannon, you want to shoot something? Well, apart from what's going on in your life, is there anything else that you wanted to?
But that's pretty much I mean, except I'm traveling to the UK in a few weeks for a reunion and we'll be in Amsterdam for some training, Mind Valley training, and then meeting up with Patrick, my son, and my wife in Paris, and then trying to get mom in assisted living for 2 months. Yeah. So that I mean that's everything. That's everything in my life. Yeah.
Okay.
Super.
All
Wish
right.
you well with your
Thanks, Shan.
travels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Aravinda, how do you feel about how do you feel after after your icebreaker? You didn't waste any time.
Yeah, it was a good experience to me because I'm talking very less.
Mhm.
So after guidance, so I thank to Miss Anu also. She personally have a meeting with me, encourage me to this ice break this meeting. So thank you everyone. So look forward
That's
to work with
fantastic.
all of them.
Okay. Hope she has assigned a mentor to you. If not, she will do that pretty soon. Okay. But
Okay.
then we're all good to go. Have you selected a path?
Yeah, it is present.
Oh,
I think as I said, I registered in 2020, but I didn't anything.
ah, so the same path.
At that point, I have selected the presentation mastery path. I same
Oh,
path
okay.
I will
You will enjoy
continue.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Toastmasters Zil? Have you also chosen a path?
Yeah, I'm continuing from my previous path. I have
Okay.
to still choose a mentor though, but yeah.
Okay. Toastmaster Anu will help you with that.
Yeah. She
Okay, dogs.
already
Anybody
called
else?
me.
Sorry?
She already called me.
Okay.
If we have time, can I have few cucumbers? I have two, three on my hand. If you
Aha.
guys are okay. I mean, they're not
Toastmaster
as
Shannon,
big,
brace
right?
yourself.
No, it's not.
QKs
So
incoming.
let me just start with the easy one. Why should we never trust an atom? Why should we never trust an atom? No?
Think about being too very small, trifle.
No. No? Okay. Because they make up everything.
All right.
Should never roll eyes at anybody. Why should you never roll eyes at anybody? I don't think you will get this because it's very. No, seriously? Yeah, this you will not. Because it's hard to find it again.
Oh,
Okay, this I think you guys should get it, okay? What do you call somebody who can sew very fast?
You. SCW.
No. Yeah, sew. S-E-W. Sew.
S-U-E. Or I
S-E-W.
didn't
Sew.
get.
Like stitches.
So,
So,
Can you
sorry.
repeat the
Yeah.
question?
What do you call somebody who can sew very fast?
tailor,
Cancel.
Close.
Farmer. So.
S-E-W.
Gardener.
Like stitching the clothes.
Super.
The Swift.
a swift.
No,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Taylor Swift. Last one, okay? Why
Just
does the
Swift.
printer want to join a band? Why does the printer want to join the band? Okay. Because it loves to jam.
Oh,
Ah,
that was good.
I think that's all I have so far. I was collecting them to become the QK master next, but I've already finished them, so I have to collect more. All right.
Shannon, any idea what's happening now? I mean, what happened for the last few minutes?
Some jokes.
Okay, thank you very much. Because Shannon's pop, like for the last few minutes, he was like,
Yeah, you must be
Yeah.
wondering what is happening.
Uh, uh,
all right, thanks, Toastmaster Zil, for that late barrage of QKs. This was like the icing on the cake. Toastmaster Aravinda, can I leave once a little suggestion? I think you may need a light. You may have to put the light in front of you because your face is in the shadows while you're on cam. So I believe you may have to either, I don't know, maybe the light is behind you. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
light
yeah,
in
yeah.
front of you. Yes.
Okay, next time
Behind the
I'll.
screen.
Yes, just a little something that I noticed in between. Okay, dogs.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we don't have anything more to share. So we'll call this a night. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye bye.
Shannon. It's good to see you.
Group photo, right? Oh, we forgot to take
Oh,
that along with Sarita, but we'll take a quick one. Okay, just hold
she
on.
left for
I'll
private
click a
dinner.
screenshot. I'll take a screenshot. Okay, hold on for a second. Let me find the button for the screen. Okay, got it. Okay.
no, and the prize, like the winner.
Oh yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Best speaker goes to none other than Toastmaster Aravinda. And well, this is not very fair, but table topics and evaluation has come to yours truly. So thank you very much. But I was not the only one. Okay, there were a couple of other names too. Thank you very much. So good night, everybody. See you 2 weeks later. Same
Bye.
time, different day, different place. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night,
Bye bye,
everyone.
Bye.
Shannon.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
See you.